Now then guys, welcome back to the channel, hopefully you're all doing well. Today we're back on the house refurbishment. If I can get my words out, we'll be looking at the heating circuits. Apologise in advance, it's a little bit dark in here, but I've got my torch. And if you hear the beeping, there's nothing I can do about that. I've had a look and see if I can stop it, but it's just the smoke alarms. There's nothing on the spec to say they want the upstairs and downstairs splitting off, but I think it'd be an ideal opportunity to do it. Obviously we're moving this boiler, we've got an unvented cylinder and that going over there. But in theory we could zone the downstairs off because the upstairs is just bedrooms. So at the minute it was old, it was an S-plan basically, just one circuit heating, one circuit hot water. Again, apologise for the beeping. That was the old heating circuit, that was the old hot water, was it? Oh, anyway, it doesn't really matter because what I'll show you upstairs is, and again, there's nothing I can do about the beeping, it's just the smoke alarms. I don't want to go into the panel. I'll show you what we've got upstairs. It's a little bit brighter up here, to be fair. So at the minute, all these, them hot and colds going across, all them pipes are in this corner. I was thinking about doing away with that pipe box and then moving my new circuits across to sort of this point. You can see them over there, so I can literally just lift one of them boards up and move them. But that's by the by, we can sort that bit at the end. We're going to end up having to put an extra, there's only one radiator in here at the minute, so we're going to end up splitting this off. This is becoming 2 rooms, that's getting boarded across. So we'll have a look at that. I'm not exactly sure where that one comes off. It's probably them 2 pipes there, to be fair, coming off there. But our main thing, this was the old airing cupboard in here. So what I was thinking, I'm a bit concerned about some of these joints because that one literally just bust off. It wasn't even soldered. That was the old gravity flow, primary flow and vent that would have been going up. It was combined cold feed and vent. And that was the old primary return. What I was thinking, find them 2 under this floor and potentially use them because we've got a wall going in the middle with tower rail either side. I'm a bit concerned about the pipe sizing, adding too many radiators onto this circuit. Because in this big room, this is getting split into 4, so there's 4 bedrooms going in here in effect. And I imagine these are only going to be 15mm pipes under this floor. So what I was thinking is using them 22s that already come across here, try not to fall over, and basically halving the load of the heating. It's all going to be on one upstairs circuit still, but you're not asking so much of the 22mm pipes. It's effectively halving it. I think it's going to work a lot better doing it like that than trying to find the existing flame returns under here and then tagging on and tagging on. I just think it'll be a bit better. They were a radiator circuit. There was a radiator in here before. This was one big room. So in theory I could extend them across and feed back to back with that tower, and I think that'd be fine on 15mm. But them 22s here, I might have a look at splitting some of this up. Again, this room gets split into 2. That radiator needs moving. I stayed last night and just finished off the hot and colds if you want to see the previous video on that. Because there's a wall going here and there's a shower, so there'll probably be a new radiator going somewhere else. Again, none of this is on the drawing where anything's going, but I've been told I can just put the radiators where I sort of like. It's obviously sensible positions. So yeah, my first job really is going to be get some of this flooring up here, work out where that wall going, get them tower rail pipes in, and yeah, have a look really. I've not got an awful lot of copper left with me today, but we'll see how well we get on. I've probably got some in the van. So yesterday I did all the hot and colds, and the day before I did all the soils and stuff. So still need to pick some hair felt up. I haven't actually been to the merchants, but that hot pipe will just lift out so we can get some hair felt. That's why I haven't clipped that one in yet. It's going to be the same on the heating. I'll make sure we can get some hair felt on it. So yeah, that's the plan of attack for today, and we'll crack straight on with it. Right, I've just set the laser up just to mark the front of that stud wall. It's actually being plywooded on both sides because obviously they don't plasterboard in these sort of places because the kids will kick straight through. So what I'm thinking is just put my tower rails here. So I'm just going to bring 2 15mm pipes up, 550 apart, 600, that'll be for a 600 tower rail, and then we'll just go back to back. I'll just bring them up in the studding for the time being, and then we can bring them out when it's built. But yeah, that'd be nice and easy. And then, so the doors are opening that way anyway, so it won't be opening onto the door, and literally you can get straight out your bath and then grab your towel rail. That's what I think anyway. I think that's going to be the best place. I'm just going to pick them 2 up off this old radiator circuit here. So I'm going to get probably that board there up, And then we'll have a look at them pipes. A lot of these are dead. That was the old main, which I've replaced all the main coming up. They were old tank feed ones going down, so they're all dead. And then primaries will be cut off as well. And obviously I've cut some of them off at the top already, just so I'm not banging my head. So yeah, that's first job. Get that up, get all these pipes out of the way, and then we can start to see the wood for the trees, as they say. See if I can just get this cutter in. That bit took a bit more because it was on the bell. Normally it cuts. See if I can get that up. Underneath. Get that in. So the cat can see the rabbit now. They're the old primaries. They're the old, well, the radiator feeds I'm going to bring across to this point here where I've drilled them 2 holes. So hopefully I can fish it through. Ideally I don't want to lift that board up. I don't want to lift any more floor up than I need to, really. That bit was a little bit, that's where the old cylinder was. Potentially it's had a bit of movement at some point, so that bit of chipboard's going to be changing anyway. And then the old tank feeds, if I can get them out I will. If not, they can stay under the floor, but they are dead anyway. So yeah, get them across, and that's that bit done. Then we can tackle that room in there then. Alright, so we just cut them off. We'll get as much water out of these pipes as we can. I always use steel wool to clean my pipes up. You can sometimes put a little bit of flux on it as well, sometimes helps. Probably a bit bad for your skin, but we'll get them out there. Literally all I've done is notched across there, and all I've done is fish them across. I know I could have lifted that board up as well, but I sort of want my pipes to be held in place, and then I can start getting some of these boards back down in this room then, because I am done under the floor. I suppose we can get tested first, but yeah, I can just lay them back in so nobody falls down, and then if we do have a leak we can lift them back up. So we just get the rest of that out there. Water's a bit black in it, we're going to have to give this a good flush. Most of the radiators are being changed anyway, so a lot of the rubbish does sit in the radiators. But as I say, when we get it all done, we'll give it a good flush. Right, we need to give these pipes a super duper clean up. But normally, as long as it's not painted, the pipes clean up really well. I always use steel wool. I know you get that emery cloth stuff, but steel wool does the job for me. That'll be fine. I don't actually hear that smoke alarm thing when I got the radio on, but obviously I can't put the radio on, otherwise YouTube will copyright strike me, and we don't want that. Bit too much flux on there. But I can't get it on there because it's machine cut, factory end in it. Look at some of that copper on the end. You end up wasting. And the problem is, once you've cut it to length, it's annoying. When the factory end of the copper's rubbish, and you've already cut your pipe to length, you end up wasting copper. Yeah, so I've had to cut another bit of copper because the factory end on it was damaged. It's literally straight from the merchants as well, so it's super annoying when that happens. Especially when you've already cut it to length. I'll get them 2 soldered up. I always use lead-free solder for everything. You can actually use leaded on heating, but I don't carry leaded in the van just in case you use the wrong one on the wrong thing. Lead-free solder, I pay about 24 quid at the minute. It's quite expensive, but because I'm working between like hot and colds and then heating, I just carry one. They should be fine. I'm not opening the new solder until we're fully done. We've got enough to do a couple more joints on there. You just got to watch your fingertips. You've probably seen it before, but you can lock your pipe in with your pipe slice, stop it dropping down the floor. All I'm going to do this end is literally solder a socket and an elbow, and that's all sorted then. And then this one I can just feed across with a bit of a bend. That'd be perfect. Right, they're in. All I'll do with these is extend them up into the studding once it's built, and then we'll just go 2 T's back to back, all the studs being plywood edge, so we'll be able to get fantastic fixings with the tower rail. I've set them up 550 for a standard 600 tower rail. You just move them in 25mm either side. Still need to pick some hair felt up. I've just tacked them in temporarily, but they will pull out, and then we'll just hair felt underneath the joist and over the pipe, and they'll be fantastic. So next job for me is probably going to be to get this board here up and then have a look what size these heating pipes are, and then we'll have a look at the drawing and sort of work out where the beds are going and where all the walls are going, and then we'll have a look getting some radiators dotted around in here. We've also got obviously it's going to need a tower rail in this not ensuite bathroom as well, but we can probably pick that up off here and then another radiator over there. Yeah. So yeah, got a bit to crack on with. Scrap piles building up nicely as well, which is always good to see. So yeah, I might even lift this board up first. And it's difficult because obviously we've got, where are we? So that's that, we're looking at it that way, that's that bathroom. We'll probably put a tower rail where my thumb is. It's probably going to want a rad under that window. Probably a rad there, a rad under that window on the left hand side, and a rad under there as well. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rads to pick up in there. So we'll have a look at the pipe size really, and then we'll work it out. I've just noticed on the floor there's an RSJ mark there. So that might alter our plans a little bit as to what we actually can do with this heating. We'll have a look anyway. I'll lift this one, or I'll cut it from that joint there I think, across, and we'll have a look at what sort of these pipes are. Yeah, if there is an RSJ there, it's going to be tough. I would say that's why they've put the rads there. So obviously we're going to have to get through that, but obviously we're not really supposed to drill RSJs. We might need a structural. I'll have a look. Right, we've got a gap under that RSJ anyway, or over it, so we should be good. Sometimes I've seen it where the literally RSJ sits right here and you can't get any services above or below or through or round. That board's obviously done it before, hence the bit of skirting board. And when I cut that, I accidentally cut the pipe a little bit. Not the end of the world. They're 15mm. Obviously this was feeding a rad back to back, so there was one in that bathroom, that big one in this bedroom. So they're going that way. And I imagine they're literally running. I mean, if I'd have been doing the job, I'd have literally ran them in that board straight along and then picked up in front of that airing cupboard. So they're probably, we really need to find where they go to 22. I think they're going to be 15mm all the way back, or even probably be 22 to there, and then they probably pick that up. So we'll have a look, but I'm thinking when a new set of 22s through off the old primaries and then half this load, then it just gives it a better fighting chance of working. Right, so we've got the crucial board up. As suspected, it is 15mm going that way. So 4 radiators were feeding off 15mm before. There are 22 flow returns. 15 for our new tower rail that we've just picked up across there. They're hot and cold. What I'm thinking, they're the primaries. I could tag them along, bring them along in 22. And in theory, them hot and colds were already running to that far end. I know we've got the shower off there, but I could put my rads along there then on 15. I could pick them 2 up there. I'm just thinking out loud really. It would just save lifting all of these boards up all the way along here. Pick them up across there and then put the rads on them back up under the windows, sort of this far end. That might be okay. And then this one, I could upgrade that bit there to 22, pick that up, and then that's pretty much going to sort most of it. And then the 15s that I've already got in for these heatings here, I could take along and then pick them others up. So that's what I'm thinking. It just saves lifting, because these boards are on top of the wall anyway. So it'll be a little bit awkward. In theory, they should be absolutely perfect. I mean, they're all the same made pipework. It shouldn't really matter what you've had through them. I wouldn't recommend necessarily using old heating pipework for hot and colds, because they can be manky, but it should be absolutely fine. If I pick them up, take 22 along to the first set of tees, so lift one more board up there, and then I can use them 15s that went across there. And it just sort of splits it up then, because before, if I've got another 2 radiators to add off that 15mm, then you're probably going to be struggling a little bit, but it just helps separate it all up. So yeah, I think that's what I'm going to have a look at. Get all the boards up I need to have a look at, and then we can have a look at the pipework then. And the missus' birthday present, look. Channel 5, look. Broke that already, haven't it? Smells rank. She'll like that. Has anybody ever seen rads like this with the brackets like that? I've never seen rads. There's no hooks on the back of the radiators. Well, there is at the top, but not at the bottom. I've never seen in all my years rads done like that. But that's how they are. What I'm going to do is, there's one radiator going to go on this window. I'm not sure if we're having new radiators or not. I'm not that concerned. I just want to get this, sort of the pipework brought across. I believe they're reusing some of the existing radiators, but to be honest with you, the cost of them, this will just have new. But mine's not the reason why. I just do or die. I've got a towel rail going on this wall here. That radiator under that window, because this gets knocked out here. I'm going to bring 22 to here, and then I'm going to reuse them hot and colds. Pick them back up on the heating circuit though to go across. It'll all make sense, trust me, when I get going. I smell like Channel 5 now. I know it's not Channel 5, it's Chanel. I wish I had sprayed it. But yeah, we'll crack on in this bit. I've actually got a bit of a headache today, so we're just having a nice steady plod along. Get a few more of these boards up, and yeah, crack on. Right, this board here is already like bust on the groove, so obviously it doesn't end on the joist. But we'll have this up anyway, and then we'll end up re-nogging that out just to give that a bit more strength, because that's rubbish. Right, I've just got these cut out here. I can upgrade. I'm going to upgrade it to 22 to that point there. They've nibbled that block out, but it'll be fine. They'll hopefully pull out. So I need to pick them 2 back up because they're my towel rail that I put in earlier. Take 22 for that corner, then it's only feeding 2 rads off that 22. 3 rads, because we're going to pick them others up off that back side. All will become clear. I've got it all worked out in my head, it's just sometimes difficult explaining it. But yeah, basically you don't, as a general rule of thumb, you don't sort of want more than 2 radiators off 22mm, or 15mm, sorry. At the minute there'd have been like, well, the whole back end of that house would have been off 15mm, so I'm splitting it all up. That's the plan anyway. Hopefully this is making a little bit more sense now. I've cut out what I didn't need and put back what I do need. So original heating pipes, picking up the towel rail, which we put in earlier. They were the original primaries, which I've picked up onto the hot and cold, which used to go right to that far end. So we're going to pick them hot and colds back up, and that gets us right along there. So that's it. Only going to be 2 radiators on 15mm. These 22s are brought to here. We're going to tee off there with 15mm. It's going to feed them 2 radiators in here, and then it's going to go 15mm off there, and then feed these 2 in this bit. So we've only got a maximum of 2 radiators off 15mm. Reusing them hot and cold saved a lot of work. I know I've got to get rid of them tees under there, but it literally saves us having to lift all these boards up all the way along here and notch everything out. And they should be perfectly fine to use, because they used to be pressurised before, and now it's, you know, the heating was only tank fed, so they'll be absolutely perfect. There's no risk of contamination or anything like that. They'll be perfectly clean, them pipes. So it just makes a little bit more sense when we start to get bits cut out. Obviously they were the original hot and cold, which we've just literally tagged off there. So everything should be perfect. I was just looking through here. This becomes a corridor, so this rad moves, and yeah, I'll probably put it under this window because this is like a bedroom from this point with a corridor, a bit of like a landing. So whether they want a radiator on the landing, we can pick that back up. And for this one, we've got our heating pipes running directly underneath there anyway, so we can literally tee off any of them. And it's all on the pump circuit then. And then this one in here, we'll have to look at getting a circuit through. But it's all coming together. Once you start getting bits cut out that you don't need, it starts to come together quick. So all of that's basically I'm done under the floor, but apart from testing, I want to try and get done in this bit as well today under the floor, get that rad on, piped up. I'll see how well I get. I've got to say I've got a bit of a headache, so I can just have a bit of a lifting boards up, and then I can't remember where I said I was going to put them. I think rad under there. Basically try and keep the rads under the windows if I can, but yeah, it's going fine. So I'm getting most of this in now. They're the old hot and colds, so all I've done is wrap some hair felt round. I've got an 8x6 double going in there, the old hot and colds going across there. I've just picked back up, done away with them tees for the basin. 6x6 double under that window because it's only 9 square metres. I've just got this one to do here to pick up off them 2 pipes there, so I need like a couple more boards up. Easiest way with these to get your centre, obviously 600 double, we need pipe centres of 3, 4, 5 either side of the middle. So all I do is stick my laser bang in the middle of the window, and then we just measure, if I can do that one-handed, that's my pencil, that's my tape measure, it's never in my pocket, just measure 345mm either side. So the worst cameraman in the world is here. So it's literally just find the centre on your laser, and then 3, 4, 5, which is there. And then for a double, you want to be 75mm off the finish wall, so about 60mm off that circling will be about right. I draw the hole slightly larger anyway, just to give me a little bit of wiggle. So just got that one to do. All them are done. Just got to finish hair felt on my pipes. A little bit of hair felt to do on there. All these are in. That's the tower rail going that side. That radiator going under that window there. And then all that heating's in there. So it's pretty much get in there with this. It's all split off, so all the pipe sizing should be correct now, because obviously we've only got a maximum of 2 radiators off the 15mm. So we picked them old primaries back up, took them along, used the old hot and colds, what were the hot and colds, to get us all the way along there, pick that rad up, and then just pick these up off that feed there. So that should be perfect. So I'll get this one done, and then we'll have a wrap up then. When you're doing your hair felt, I always try and like to wrap underneath and then over the top, and then just pin a nail on clip. It just stops that from squeaking. As that pipe heats up, it's not going to squeak on the wood then. I just need to go along and do the rest of the, basically on all the heating and all the hot pipes. It just stops the clicking. So they should be absolutely brilliant. I've just got them to extend, try and fish underneath that steel, put a noggin in over there. I might even lift one more board up yet, and then just literally go across 600 double. Perfect. And all that's done then. Right, they are all in. I'm actually filming this on the following week because I forgot to film an outro. The continuity is all over the place because I've had a haircut. Don't worry, it's not a Hollywood film, it's just a plumber with a camera on a stick. So I just need to go around and finish putting bits of hair felt in. But basically that radiator's all done, tower rail's all in. There was a radiator there, that's all moved, gone, done away with. Radiator 8x6 double in this room. They were the old hot and colds we've just reused, obviously done away with the T's. They should be absolutely perfect. Connected them there where the wash basin was, picked up that radiator under there, 6x6 double, and then a 6x6 double under there. So they are all in. Obviously I've been putting my hair felt, stop all the squeaks. So what I'm going to crack on with now, I'm not actually sure. I'll finish off the bits of hair felt for a start, but I think I'm going to end this video here because this one's probably getting quite long. So on the next episode we'll probably be doing the sort of having a look at the downstairs cloakroom and stuff and getting some hot and colds in. I've got a bit to finish on the heating up here. What have I got to do in here? I've got find them pipes over there and put another rad under that window. But that shouldn't be too bad. So yeah, I'm probably going to end the video here. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe if you're new. If you didn't like the video, dislike it, it's absolutely fine. Just let me know if what I can do to improve. And yeah, we'll see you in the next. I might sorry about the smoke alarm. I might do a come away from this job for a bit, because I don't want that channel to just be the same thing like week in, week out. So I've got some like jobbing type videos I can put in, might be on Friday, but we'll see how well we get on. So yeah, have a good week guys, thank you for watching.